Hi, I'm Emma McCann. Today I'd like to talk to you about protecting your energy. So it might be new for some of you to think of yourself as an energetic being, but if you've ever come across a space that made you feel fantastic or that made the hairs on the back of your neck stand up on end and just felt creepy or yuck or made you feel sick, these things are all you picking up on energy. And you can do that because we're all essentially energy and our energy is connected. So we have this other way of interacting with the world by understanding this energy. But if you are essentially walking around unprotected, you can be picking up all of that, anything that you're sensing and anything that's coming off any person around you or any space around you. And we want to be big and bright and as light as possible so that we can do our best work in this world. And the lighter and brighter that we are, the more centered that we are and the more grounded we are, the easier it is for us to be our authentic self and to be in a space of love and in a space of deep spirituality, where essentially we're walking our truth in every moment and living with purpose. So the less protected that we are, the more we can take in energies around us without filtering them out, so to speak. So you have an air conditioner in your car, for example, and maybe in your home, and part of the job of that air conditioner is to filter the air as it moves in and out to make sure that it's clean. And so protecting your energy is kind of the same thing, just filtering out what it is that you decide you don't want to take on. For myself, I usually work with the intention that I receive only that which serves my greatest good. That doesn't mean that I won't get something that feels uncomfortable, because of course sometimes we need that discomfort for our greatest good, because that is where we push through barriers that we otherwise might not even know were there. But asserting that we only want things that serve our greatest good means that we're only going to get things that in the long run actually build us up and move us forward along our spiritual path, rather than things that are just taking our energy in the everyday moment. And so to protect your energy, essentially, if you imagine that your energy extends 1 or 2 meters beyond your body, and it does, maybe, depending on your mood, maybe not as much as 1 meter at certain points in time, but if you imagine where the edge of your energy is and you create a field around that, or a bubble, or draw in your mind's eye some type of boundary. So a lot of people visualize the aura as an egg, and then we'll draw a boundary around the outside of that egg. You need to go 360 degrees, as an egg would be, to make sure that the whole of your energy is protected, because of course it's not just here, but it goes the whole way around us. One way that I often use is to imagine a detergent bubble, like when you're a kid and you're blowing bubbles and or the kids around you run to pop them. That type of bubble, which isn't quite an egg shape, but I imagine that as a boundary, and I see that boundary as flexible, so that anything that comes at me can bounce off and go back to that person. A similar one to that is a mirror ball, imagining yourself as a disco ball, or that boundary around your energy as a disco ball, so that people will only see back the reflection of themselves and it's not getting through those mirrors. So whatever it is that you use, you're just drawing this in your mind's eye or seeing yourself visualized within it, and setting the intention for what it is that boundary is creating a barrier from. And so you can do this before you even get out of bed, before you leave the house, before you step into the workplace. You can do it as many times as you need to. It depends on your belief as to how long you think that it would last, but sometimes it can be good to refresh during the day, to also refresh the intention for how on purpose you're living your life. So for me, I would imagine myself within this bubble. I also have dirt and grow roots into mine so that I'm quite grounded and earthed. And then I set the intention that I receive only that which serves my greatest good. And so it is. And if you feel like you need to reassert that through the day, then you can just say exactly the same thing. It doesn't need to be any different. You might change the words, And if you can tell that you've picked up something that feels really uncomfortable and you think it's not yours and you don't need to, you can just ask for that to be cleansed, to send that back to source energy to be cleansed and return to its origin or wherever it needs to be. And you would just say basically something exactly like that. So at the end of the day, you might say, I now release any energy that I don't need to carry forward with me. I send this energy to source to be cleansed and for it to return to its original place of being. And so when you do these practices, it's in part you're just keeping in mind the intention in which you want to set up your day and work in the world and how you want to protect your energy. But you're also physically creating that boundary and that barrier that protects your energy, which is really, really important, especially if you come across people who are quite empty and they just want to take your energy. You might have come across someone like that who, after a short chat with them, you feel quite drained, and essentially they've just taken all your energy. So protecting yourself in this way will stop you from having those experiences. I hope this serves you. Thank you.